So I went to Michael's the other day and I got, in my opinion, a ton of yarn, and I wanted to show you guys what I got. I found this cute green color and I got multiple of this. Let's see, 1 2 3. Did I get 3? I got 3 of these, and the color for this I believe is leaf green, but I figured this color was so cute. And my plans for these, let's see, we have 3 of these, and then I also got this lighter shade of green, which is sage, and I do already have some cakes of this color, so I figured these 2 colors together, along with, I ended up getting this big huge skein of white. Yeah, it's just plain white. I figured these colors together would work with either, I'm still deciding on either a patchwork cardigan or a blanket, but I really am leaning towards the patchwork cardigan. And because it's patchwork, I think I might also throw in some of my scrap browns. So that is my plan for that. The other type of yarn that I got was, in my opinion, it kind of reminds me of the Lion brand or something like that, but it is the Loops and Threads Charisma. And my plan for this is a chunky scarf. I got 4 of them. Now the first time I got 2 of each of the colors that I wanted to make a scarf in, which was this tweed. That color is cream tweed, and I think this one is so cute. But I started out with 2, and I did already start making a chunky scarf with this. I have like this much left. So hopefully it is enough to make it as long as I want it to be. As far as like the width is perfect, because I want it to be able to, you know, go like this. That is everything that I got from Michael's. I'm gonna go ahead and start screen recording my Pinterest board just so that I can kind of show you guys what that is looking like and where my inspo for my projects is coming from. Before I forget, one more thing that I am working on with my WIPs currently is a cardigan. I do have the full back panel done. I don't even know where that is right now, but this is one of the side panels, so that is also something that I need to finish. My Pinterest board for 2026, I wouldn't say it's a vision board, it's more of like inspo for 2026, obviously, but this is what it's looking like, and I try to really go in with intention and not, this one I did not add. I don't even know how it ended up there. No, stop it. How do I remove it? Oh geez. Anyway, whatever, don't even mind the sunflower thing because that was added by accident. Anyway, so this is what it's looking like. I do have a lot of yarn that I am trying to get through, which is why I have a lot of like smaller projects on here, like this granny square pillow, which I think is really cute. And then I also thought this would be cute as well. I do have plush for that. These I think are also super cute. Now I live in Ohio now, so it's been really cold, so I think, you know, my planning behind the scarves and such, I've been seeing a lot of these like bonnets. I really want to make those, but I just want to have the right yarn for that. These here are another like little stash buster yarn. Looks like the chair stocks for my dining room table chairs. This for a heating pad I thought would be a good idea, and a way to stash bust some yarn. This is kind of my idea for the patchwork cardigan, but I don't believe I'm going to do the stripes. I think they're all just going to be plain colored squares. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, I feel like they all kind of like flow together, and I really want to work on using the yarn that I have, if you disregard the fact that I just went to Michael's. That is my crochet inspo for 2026. First thing that I want to do, because I am close to actually finishing it, is the tweed chunky scarf.
Becca's curse. Chrissy's headache started a week ago. Fred 6 days ago. I've been having them for 5 days.
has been quite a few hours since I checked in with you guys. Honestly, I don't even know. You know, I've had a migraine for what feels like a week, but I did end up finishing that third skein. So it's pretty long now, but I do think indeed I'm going to need the full fourth, and hopefully that ends up being as long as I want it to be, because right now it's only long enough to fit around me like this. It's not long enough to drape around me like this yet, and I am going to block it, but I just want it to be longer. Like this to me is too short. So I'm currently trying to figure out how I want to do the patchwork cardigan, because I really am thinking about doing a patchwork cardigan, but I need to figure out how many granny squares I need to make. And there are a lot of different tutorials on literally just a patchwork cardigan, and I thought they would all be the same. One of them, of course, you have the back, the two front panels, and the two arm panels. And the back panel has 12 granny squares. The arm panels each have 6, so another 12, so that's 24. And then the front panel has 2, 4, 6, 7, so that's 14. This one is a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing versus with this other granny square patchwork cardigan. This one has, what is that, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15 for the back panel, and only 4 for each arm panel. And then, wait, okay, I'm losing track of my math. So that's 35 granny squares for that one. And obviously, depending on the size, I would have to take my measurements so I can figure out how big the granny squares need to be, I guess. That's 38. So this one has 4 more squares than the other. If you want something to turn out and to fit you, you just have to take that extra step to like measure yourself. So I'm rounding up on my measurements to do 48, because what I'm going to do is divide that in half. Now I think I'm going to make a swatch. Basically what I just did was I took my tape measure and I brought it around and measured to the fullest part of my bust. But because I don't want it to be fitted, I did go out a little bit, so I rounded up to 48 inches, and then I cut it in half because we're just going to be making the back panel first. So obviously that's 24 inches. So now I am going to make a granny square as a swatch. So this is the end of my chain. Before I measure it, I'm just going to double check that I have 19. I have 5.5 right now, and I'm wondering if I should keep it. Let's see. This is the size that I would like for my granny square. I might just keep it at the 5.5. I'm just gonna go for it. So now what we're gonna do is make a equal square. So it's gonna be 5.5 squares, 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Okay, here is my 5.5 inch square by 5.5 inches. And honestly, I think it is the perfect size. I did end up doing a little bit more math, so I am probably gonna do 4 to 5 squares for the back panel going across, and then 4 to 5 squares going down. So it just depends on how long I want it to be. 19 half double crochets by 15 rows. That is what I'm doing. So I am gonna go ahead and make one of each color just so I can have a reference. I'm gonna sit here and watch some Stranger Things and make more squares. It is currently 9:15. I'm gonna go ahead and say my stopping point is 11. So I'm gonna try and see how much I can get done from now until 11 o'clock. So last night I told you guys that I would pretty much make squares until 11 and then go to bed. I'm pretty sure I went to bed before 11, but I made 3 of one of each square last night, and then today I just got started maybe like an hour ago, but I now have 2 of each of these, and then I am currently working on the darkest shade of green. I think I'm gonna stop at that 3rd one, and then finish this scarf, because like I said, I only have 1 of these skeins left for the scarf. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish that once I get to the squares. Let me show you guys kind of an overview of what the colors is looking like. If you can see the vision, and please don't mind my nails, I need to redo them, but I kind of have a theme, obviously. Green, green, green. So it is my favorite color. So this is kind of like the overview of what it will potentially look like once I start to put more colors together. I'm not sure of the layout yet. I'm just gonna have to start getting more squares, but this is what it's looking like so far. I am happy with it. I'm still doing the 19 half double crochets, chain 1, and then 19. So, and I'm pretty sure it's 15 rows. I can't remember, but honestly, I'm just making sure that both of my tail ends end on the same side, and they should be ending up being the same size, because I honestly hate counting rows. So yeah, but this is a progress on the squares for the cardigan. So yeah, I think the cardigan is going to be really cute once, you know, I actually start putting it together. I don't know if I'm going to block all the squares before I actually put the sweater together, but that is to be seen. So yeah, as of right now, this is where we are with our whips. I still do have that red cardigan that I'm working on as well, but I honestly think I'm just gonna separate that to its own video, because we have a nice little theme going on with our creams and whites and greens, so we're just gonna leave it at that.
I hope that's okay. Right here.
Oh, Mr. Button, you fell quickly.
It was really very simple. I pretended to go and take it out. Turn up the power.
Despite the fact that I'm wearing literally the same sweater that I was wearing the last time I talked to you guys, I have not made any progress. It is days later. I'm just now starting to make another one of the green squares. I've got a show to watch, and I'm literally just about to sit here and try and crochet as many green squares as I can. And our stopping point at this moment, we don't have a designated stopping point, but I think we can go for about 2 hours. It's 4:14 now, so we're gonna see how many squares I can get done in 2 hours. It's been like literally, I think maybe exactly an hour, and I've gotten 3 done. So now I have 5 total of this green color. I'm losing daylight, but ouch, I think I am going to get a snack and then maybe keep going, because like I said, it's 5:22 now, so only a couple minutes over an hour, and I still have a pretty good amount of green left. So I think I am gonna have a snack and then get back to it. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the scarf. This is the amount of yarn that I have left, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and weave in the ends, and just be done with it, because it's just been sitting over there, and clearly, like, I don't know, I'm wondering if I should just finish off this amount of yarn, that way I have none left over, and then just weave in the ends and be done. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so it's 12:01 now. It's the next day. I did not make much progress yesterday, the last time that I talked to you guys. So I have 5 of these dark green squares total, and I have 9 squares altogether. So I am slowly but surely chugging along on progress with this. I just have not been able to really sit down and make as many squares as I want to.
Mom.
I couldn't even tell you how many rows I have done for this, but it's a lot and it's cute. So I think I'm just gonna add whatever rows I can get out of this little bit of yarn. So it's 12:05 now. Like I have a few ends to weave in where I just added a skein of yarn. So I'm going to use up the last of this yarn here and finish off the sweater, and we'll see how long that takes me. I'm gonna turn on the show and finish up this whip so that I can just be done with it. Okay, the scarf is finished and I really like it. The only thing that I will change, because I have 4 of these identical skeins in a different color, the only thing that I'm going to change is to make sure that my tension is not super loose when I first start the scarf, because these are the same exact number of stitches and yet I was like super loose when I first started it, and then this is like the consistent tension throughout the whole scarf. So I mean, you can't really tell, and I mean, if you like stretch this out it's fine, but whatever. It is very cute and it is the length that I was hoping for. But yeah, I think it's really cute and it's nice and chunky. It's very warm. I really like this material, so I feel like you can wear it various ways, you know, like if you want to do like a little front back situation, or if you want to like actually tighten it up. And my battery's about to die, but very cute. So we're going to move on to the squares for the patchwork cardigan now, and really start clocking in for that, because I'm really trying to get at least triple of how much I have now. So yeah, I'm on location right now, but I wanted to check in. I now have 6 green squares, the dark green total. So I decided I'm gonna work on doing like 6 of each color and then kind of see where I'm at for the back panel. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the last 4 of this lighter green color, and then I will move on to the white. Yesterday when I timed myself, I was able to get 3 done an hour. So with me needing to do 8, maybe I can get these 8 granny squares done in the next like 2.5 hours. It's 2:18 right now, so I'm still watching my show on my iPad. I'm gonna go ahead and clock in again and start these next granny squares.
Nope. I found a place last minute.
Told you she was avoiding me.
Oh, apparently me too. Water.
Cadet Leone, you are on my time now. Let's go. Ready? I'm sorry, but how you grew up doesn't matter. Your last name doesn't matter. And this isn't 3 Rock. What does that mean?
It's quite a bit later than the last time I checked in. I've gotten very distracted. It's 4:45 and I now have 6 of each color of green, so 12 total here. Honestly, I think I'm about to just keep going and make 4 more of the white, and then we'll lay it out on my table and measure it and see, you know, how that's looking, if it's going to be as big as I need it to be. I'm also thinking about taking stitch markers and kind of like connecting them together in a sense, to see also if the back panel is fitting the way that it needs to be. Because I want to make every square the same size, I essentially should just have to make however many squares for every single part. So like the back panel, the 2 front panels and both the arm panels, right? So I'm actually about to lay it down and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So let's see if I can get you guys to see what I'm doing. Okay, perfect. So since these are all going to be the same size, I guess it doesn't really matter how I lay this out. I just don't want the same colors touching. But I don't have the same amount of everything, so you're just gonna have to, like, you know, use your imagination in a sense of what we're doing here. Let's put a dark green one here. Okay, so this is 4 squares across and 2. So if I just smooth this up a little bit, let me see if I can like back you guys up. Okay. I'm gonna put 4 more at the bottom. Not in this color pattern, but I just kind of want to see, I want to measure this and see how much it is. Just to kind of see what our measurements are at, because that's 3 by 4. So yeah, I'm gonna take the measurements of this, and then that way I can measure my, what is it called? This is kind of a rough estimate of measurement, I feel like, because I definitely plan on blocking this. So let's see, we're looking at about 21.5 inches for the back panel currently. And if I remember, I wanted to do 25. So I'm gonna tack another square on to this and measure that. And that is 27. See, 21.5. I mean, I might be able to do the 4 squares. All right, what we're gonna do now, so with 4 squares, I'm measuring at about 21.5 inches. And with 5 squares across, I'm measuring at about 27 inches. So I am going to stitch mark these together and then put it up against my body and see if 4 is enough. I think I will do 4 by 4 though. So I'm also going to take a measurement of that. Sorry that we don't have much room here for you guys to really see what I'm talking about, but I will move the camera as well. So I'm going to take 2 measurements. 4 by 4 is, okay, about 22 inches down is 4 by 4. So let me put stitch markers in this just so we can put it up against our body and kind of see what it's looking like. And just so that we can clearly see the stitch markers, I'm not going to use the green ones. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom now. Now imagine, this is what it's looking like, but imagine there are actually 2 squares here. And there's more white squares. But I just kind of want to get an idea of where it's going to fall on me. And currently, I think I am gonna like the 4 by 4. Let me try and like put it on my back. Like this, if you can even see that. I do like the 4 by 4. So I think once I actually finish the 6 squares for the white, I will be able to complete the back panels. Well, the back panel, I should say. But with me having this many squares, I can already tell I am going to need, let's see, the same total, the same number of squares for the back panel I'm also going to need for the front panels, just split in half, so 8 and 8. And then For the sleeves, I mean, let's see, maybe 1, 2, and 3. This is 4 around right now. I feel like 4 maybe will be too much. Like I'm trying to picture the sleeves, and how can I do this? Like this. Where's the other one? Sleeves are not working out. Let's see. Okay, so that's, I mean, I have another sweater on, so I don't really know how many I'm gonna need for the sleeve, but we shall figure that out. But at least right now I know that I only need 8 total for, not 8, I'm sorry, 16 squares total for the back panel, and then 8 on each side for the front panel, which is another 16 total. So we are making progress already with this.